ondas, primos y primas, and welcome back to my Primos podcast. My name is Freddy, and with me tonight is my primo and yours, primo behind the scenes, Edin. Say what's up, Edin.
Hey, how's it going, Primos?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention you're on location from Hawaii. I don't know. Are you how high on a volcano or something are you? Because there's so much wind behind you.
No, actually, I'm more like in a valley right now. I'm staying with a friend, and where they live is like in a valley, and it's quite beautiful, actually.
Is this another friend from the internet?
No, this is a friend from back in the old college days. So
Okay, so it's not a friend from within the
no,
your world.
not from my world, but I don't know if you can see. It's a really beautiful area.
This is great podcast, by the way, that they can't see. I see trees. I see gorgeous little greenery. I see bungalows. So that's what I see. But Primos, thanks for coming back. Of course, the show's here brought to you for free. All it costs you is a share, a like. Let everybody know we're out here. We're trying to make sure that we have listeners. And, of course, just that we have a show to talk about. A show you can enjoy, have fun with. And we're on social media at My Primos Podcast. And Edin, we have Chikume is missing again. I heard he took like a vision quest in the desert or something. He's just out on his own.
He took some peyote
and never came back. But otherwise, it's you and me tonight.
He's one with the spirits.
I don't know, man. Well, hopefully we hear from him soon. You know, I texted him and no reply. But then randomly I'll get, you know how, I don't know what it is. They'll record their voice and send it to you in a text as opposed to calling you.
I have some questions. Okay, so what's your take on that, actually? It's just on audio messages. What's your take on that?
Just fucking call me. like you have time to sit there and record yourself, play it back, and then delete it, record it again, play it back, and send it. Like, just call me at that point, or just or you can do the voice to text. I mean, yeah, I don't really do the send your memo or whatever.
So I like it. First of all, yes. In that sense, I'm old school. I rather talk to people. This whole texting thing. Again, to me, my point of texting is I reply when I have time. And when I reply, I'm just going to get to the point. A, B, and C, location, time, and any extra details. That's what I like about texting. I'm not here to talk about my emotions. Straight. I feel like that's the... maybe I'm trying to think more practical when it comes to text. Now, if I'm driving and I have to, like, things have to be said, yeah. Audio message is good. I'll just, press record and then send it. But if I can, just talk to a person.
But why wouldn't you just call? Why would you send a whole memo?
Now. Good question. It's usually because I don't get it. Because now, like, since things have changed, because real kid, remember, EStanley, for whatever reason, my mom or your mom would call your dad, right? And she just calls, your dad just picks up. Now, apparently, there's like a unwritten etiquette that, oh, hey, can I call you? You have to text the person first. And I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just being a boomer, an old timer, like a guy who shakes his fist at the guy.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like, right? You have to ask to call.
Yeah, and I was like, no, just if I want to call you, I'll call you. And if you're busy, and that's it. Right? So out of this whole etiquette with phones.
No, you know what? You talk about etiquette. What about people that... So here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have my phone, and I have a dope ringtone, but I always have my phone on vibrate. Like, I don't even have my phone playing a ringtone. And when I do have the ringtone, it's like Lucia kind of gets annoyed. She goes, oh, that's so loud. Or, oh, that's so annoying. So I just put it on vibrate. And now I've gotten to the point where, like, I've reset my phone or whatever. I just leave it on vibrate, but I still pick a ringtone. Like, but it's never on ringtone. Or it annoys me when I hear people having the fucking the T-Mobile ringtone, the stock ringtone that you get with the phone, you know? It's fucking annoying.
Well, I guess this really dates us because I remember you would hear the song that you like, record it, and then make that your ringtone.
No,
So
but now it's
good
just
time.
apps for everything. But no, I'm the type of guy that if you text me, I
Hmm.
try to get back to you as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Like right then and there. Like you text me, okay, oh shit. They want a quick response. Boom, 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 boom. I feel it's rude if I text you and then 2 hours later you go, no, or the next day sometimes. Oh, hey man, what's
See.
up? Or don't reply at
Okay.
all. But if I,
So no,
si yo me demoro, you're all mad at me, you know?
okay. No, see, to me, I see it. At least the way I see it is like, again, if it's an urgency,
Okay.
you would call. You would call. Again, there's noise, whatever, right? We all like, or you're at the club, whatever. You send a text
Yeah.
message, right? Because you're not gonna hear it. But people often even like
Yeah.
they always check their phones. They'll not hear the ring, but people usually check their phones and they'll see a text message,
Even
just
like
like whatever,
to a
right?
fault, people would check their phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I don't know. This is like little stuff that I think once in a while. Like I want to call my buddies or friend, and like, oh, what are you doing? Like, why did you call me? Like, the fuck? So I don't
Oh,
know. I
like
guess
they
it
get
really
bothered
takes.
by it?
Yeah, like if it's I'm bothering them, like, man, just pick up this goddamn phone, or don't pick up at all. And I don't know. I just won't get butthurt, but just the fact like they get butthurt that I just called them without uh priming them to like, hey, I'm gonna call you. But here's my hypocrisy. When I just get a call, they're like, oh man, you should have let me know first.
Why? Why is
I
that?
don't
What?
know.
So hold on. What's the legit reason they give you? Like, did you ever ask them like why? Why can't I just call you? Why do I have to text first?
No, they just don't. Again, there's up to now nobody has given me a good reason.
I don't care, dude. If you want to call me, I'll pick up the phone or like you said, ignore you. But I've gotten
Yeah.
better about the texting. Like if someone text messages me, I usually think about if they just messaged me because they want a response right then and there, right?
Okay.
That's how I look at
I don't
it.
know. To me, the way I see it is the way, at least the way I see it is, if it's something important, you will call and leave a message or text message, right? But if it's just a text, if the your first way medium of contact is through text, I don't know. I feel like it's not that urgent. I mean, you'll see it. Oh, okay, it's urgent or not. But I don't know. To me, it's like if
So
I
what if I go?
because
What
maybe
if I
because I'm
text you
used
and
to
I
phone
go,
calls.
"Hey, Edwin, are you
Uh-huh.
busy right now? I really gotta talk to you. Can you talk?"
Well, there you told me right then and there, right? You just say I need to talk, right?
Yeah.
But if it would have been really busy, that life or death or whatever, I feel like you would have called me first,
Yeah. The
right?
worst you can do is ignore my call.
Yeah, and then obviously it's urgent, so you text me, hey, it's urgent, call, right? So I don't know. That's at least not that I'm saying I'm correct, but
No, but I don't do the voice memo thing. I think it's kind of like just call me or text me. That in
yeah,
between is kind
the
of like,
voice memo, the function where I find it useful is where if I'm driving, and the person like, yo, I need yeah, everybody has had that call like, hey, where's the keys at to this? I need it. Where's the baby's this or that? The prescription. Oh,
how
I
often do
can't
you get
text,
that
right?
call the where the baby's prescription is? I mean, you got no kids. That
No,
I know
I
of. I
mean,
mean,
with some of the people that I live with, they have
oh, okay,
there's like
okay,
others
cool.
there, so there have been times like that, like,
Man,
oh,
you have
where's this?
such
Or
an interesting life.
so,
No, but you know what bothers
yeah,
me about
that's
cars though and cell phones
what.
is the people that drive around in like newer-ish cars, at least cars that
Hmm.
are 10 years old, right? That's
Hmm.
new-ish, and
Hmm.
they're talking with their phone hands free, like no on speakerphone, and they're
Hmm.
holding the phone up to their head as they're driving. I'm like, that car has Bluetooth. I guarantee you that car has Bluetooth. Why the fuck is your car and your phone not paired? Like, and you're driving a brand new Tesla, but you're holding the phone up to your face.
It says a lot about us, I guess. Because me, I have a car that it's like you just said, like within the last decade, and yeah, and it's exactly. I paired it with my car, and yeah, it's so useful, right? But you're right. I have seen people with high tech cars or whatever, and they have to be attached to their phone. I don't know. I don't know
It
what it
bothers
says
me.
something. I don't know what it says something, but I don't know what it says.
Dude, I
But
even
it says
saw
it
like
loudly.
some TV show randomly, reality show. I forget what it was.
Yeah.
No, hold on. I don't know. I'm not gonna play that card. I know what it was. It was a show about a girl that owns like a beauty shop, and she's really famous for doing nails. I don't know. Somebody out there will correct me, but her sister drives like a brand new Mercedes, has a fucking like tablet as her console, and she's holding the phone up to her face, talking to it, and the fucking tablet says phone not paired, or something like phone paired or phone something with the phone, like it's letting you know, like bitch, it's right there, use it, and it just bothers the shit out of me, man. It just really does. Along with check this out. So today we're driving around, and we got like sideswiped by some fucking asshole, like really bad. Like I run off the road. Like I was driving, and that fool wanted to merge, and he didn't merge with the blinkers on, and he was speeding up, and I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna give him the space. I was kind of being like, you know what, I'm not gonna hit the brakes. I'm not gonna back off. Like I'm going on my speed. I'm going, just fucking chill. But he wouldn't, and so he basically swooped in, and when he swooped in without the turn signal, I jerked the car around, whatever, and then he took off. And I was like, motherfucker, right? And we keep driving or whatever. Then some other guy, a big truck, shows up, and it blows the fucking. It has like diesel, those smokestacks.
Oh yeah.
And it blows the black smoke like for no fucking reason, and just takes off and is being a dick.
On you or what?
Just in general, like me and 3 other cars got covered in black smoke. But what I'm getting to is that.
Wait. Let me cut you off. Sorry. So was it one? I forgot what it's called, but it's like, I saw this in Texas last year that I was there. Last time I was there, it's like, because I know they have like big ass cars, whatever, and they modify it so that it throws black smoke. It's not because it's the natural the exhaust of the car. No, it's the one that they do it on purpose.
Yeah, it's on purpose. Like
motherfucker.
And the one thing I've noticed is that as I drive around this world, especially in Texas, is that asshole drivers have super dark tint on their windows all the way around. And I always thought it's illegal to have tint that dark, right? But I started feeling like an asshole. Like, why do I care that their tint is that dark? But I started noticing that the more and more assholes I run into on the road, they all have that super black tinted. You can't see them at all.
It's a common trait.
It's a common trait. Have you noticed that?
So, I mean, right now that you mentioning it, I don't know. Like, I cannot think of a specific incident with myself, but when I see like douchey drivers, I don't know, just at least, or I get the impression that they're douchey. Yes, like that comes into mind. Illegal tinted windows. So you're right. I mean, or at least you have your finger on the pulse on something.
There's something there, because I feel that they feel emboldened. Like, oh, they can't see me. You know, like, what do I care if they give you the finger or they look at you? Because I'm scared of 2 reasons. One, Texas. And Texas just passed that law that anybody can carry a gun, right? Pretty much. And road rage, you can sit here and tell me you're calm, you're cool and collected, but when you get run off the road, when you get cut off, when someone is just being blatant an asshole, you lose it. It's hard, man. And then I started noticing that, let me see. Yep, the guy has all tinted windows. Dark black tinted windows. I'm like, there's no way that's legal. Then I become that guy. It's like, maybe I should go get tinted windows so I could be an asshole and run people off the road.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I've witnessed some road rage from family members.
Oh yeah.
Won't say. Okay, yeah, I won't mention names, but let's just say that.
What does it end in, Walter?
No, it ends with higher up the chain. But let's just say that it involves lead flying, and sharp things. So yeah.
That's road it. You're just gonna leave it like that, like.
I'm gonna leave it like that.
Tell me a story, like you're leaving us.
Oh no, I mean, there's several. I guess okay. Here's one story because it's old. This one said person, right, was driving down. We were going from Rialto to LA, and again, somebody. I don't know what actually, because I just remember happening. I don't know what triggered this person to react like this, but this person got mad and pulled out the gun that he was carrying and right to the person's car, and I was like, God damn!
Like out the
I was
window,
like,
like
shit.
while it was moving?
Yeah, just like while driving,
Like a fucking movie?
now I didn't see. Yeah, just like exactly, just how you see in the movies. But I was a child, and I didn't see if it hit or connect. But I just know that bullets flew. I
Man.
was like, shit.
I do get
So.
nervous because you hear shit on the freeway. In LA, right? They were talking about there was shootings happening on the freeway, like recently
Oh
that
yeah, yeah. I
the
recently,
kid
yeah, yeah.
died.
Was it? Yeah, what was it called? Recently there was one where. Recently there was one
It's one
where
over
like
there by where you guys live, right? Over there in like
yeah.
Riverside area, San Bernardino area, where there was
I,
a
don't-
kid
I,
died, like a 3-year-old, that some guy was shooting airsoft guns, and
oh
then
really?
then they killed a little boy.
Oh, I don't know about that, but yeah, I do. But something does ring a bell. Something a kid and yeah. But I saw a video like the news showed on the video that there was two cars and one person was the car that was behind the other car stepped out, was being sneaky about it that they stepped out of the car. It was like the driver, right? The car that was behind stepped out of the car and tried to sneak up on the driver from the car in front and pull out the gun and just went up to try to shoot him. But luckily, the car in front got away. But the person still shot at it. So we don't know. So yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing. Kind of like I do not. I don't like being in big crowds simply because, like when I go to kickbacks or something and anything like that, I don't like being at bars. I don't like going to clubs because there's always somebody trying to prove something to somebody, and all they need is you to touch your sneaker to theirs, like that episode on Boondocks, and you
Yeah.
didn't apologize fast enough, and things happen. So I don't know. That's why I like when I do stuff, small gatherings, people that I know, because if they do flip on you, you know how they flip. You've dealt with it. So anything where I don't know people, I'm more cautious myself
I mean, that's
because you
everywhere,
never
right?
know.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, anyway, it is every and now, like you said, like you posted, Texas. Like now in Texas for sure, be extra nice. Bring out that southern hospitality. That southern etiquette. Like, hey,
It's
how's
hard,
it?
man. It is hard
Yeah.
because here you would think that's the thing, but people are so emboldened here. Like, let me give you an example, right?
Mhm.
And everybody just bear with me, but if you're driving down a road, okay,
Mhm.
and let's say you're gonna park your car in front of your friend's house, okay,
Mhm.
when you park your car, how do you park your car? Do you park your vehicle facing in the direction you're driving on that side of the road, or do you park it the other way around? Like if he lives
So
on
let's say,
opposite
okay.
street,
So let me see if I understand you. Okay, right.
yeah,
So you're driving whatever direction you're driving, right? You're
yeah,
in the
you're on the
direction that
right
you're
side of
off,
the
right?
road. You're driving the correct way,
Right, right.
and your
And
friend lives
their house is on the left side,
the
right?
house is on the left side.
Okay,
Usually, you
so
would
you're
do a U-turn and you would park in front of their house, facing the right of
in that
way,
direction.
right?
Yeah. Uh
Not
huh.
here. I see people parking
Mm.
however the fuck they want in front of their houses, in front of streets, and then I'm so like I don't know if it's a California thing or the laws are different, but here it's like that's allowed, that's normal, it's not a big deal. That type of attitude bugs me because I'm like, that's not right. You're not supposed to park that way. You're not supposed to.
I want to say, right. Let's play devil's advocate, right? I want to say, as long as the way they park, like if the way they park doesn't impede anybody else from getting out, I guess it's good because if it's forwards or backwards or flipped, the car's gonna still occupy the same space,
It
right?
does,
But
but that's what
still,
says wrong with me. Cause I'm like,
but
I'm the guy that has a problem with that. Or, when you go in front of a store, like a grocery store, in our case here, it's Walmart, Target,
yeah,
whatever. People park right in front on the side, not go to a
mhm,
parking spot, but they park right by the doors where it says like loading, unloading, like a fire zone, when fire trucks
mhm,
pull up there.
yeah.
And they just sit there with the engine on, waiting for their party to go in, do their shopping, and come back out and load up the car. And there's fools like lined up 3 cars at a time, waiting for whoever went into the store to come back out. And
No, it's just that clear disrespect to the community. Like it's me, fuck the rest, and like that's one of the pros and cons of the United States, where it's uh because of the rest of the world. For example, right now, some of the people that I'm staying with, they're of Japanese descent, and when I went to their country, when I went to Japan, that's one thing I wish that we had a little bit more here in the U.S., where they, in the like, just to paraphrase something that they say, it's like, uh, don't don't whatever you do should not inconvenience the people around you. And that's something I wish we had a little bit more here in the U.S. Maybe not to extent, because my Japanese friends have told me how society standards puts a lot of stress on them, whereas basically you have to shape your life for the rest of the community, and yeah, that's not good either. But I just like that communal sentiment that they have of harmony. Like, hey, whatever you do, don't bother other people, because we all got to deal with your BS. And this places like Texas, where it's like it's my way or the highway. Well, there's a lot of people, so there's a lot of highways, I guess, right? So you're bound to clash.
Dude, but it happens so much where it's common practice. But this is the thing, como digo yo, right? I'm the fool that's gonna go get his windows tinted, everybody's illegal tint, and get pulled over driving home from the car shop. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the guy that's gonna park in front of Walmart and sit there with my engine on and get a fucking ticket. Like, hey, you can't be here. Move. You know, like, I feel like that's gonna happen to me, and it's like a piece of me feels a little bit like, maybe, I guess I'm being honest. It's like, why the fuck can he but I can't?
Yeah, like, no, you feel cheated, and maybe that's because I
Maybe
don't
it's
know,
just
maybe
me.
I'm just
Maybe it's just me,
maybe
man. You know?
no, to me, maybe is like, I don't know, maybe I'm painting this person in my head, but this person that would do such a thing is they think that they're the ones. Oh, I'm a rebel. I live out the true American way. Blah 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 blah
Mm.
blah. Because I park, because the way I park, and I don't wear a mask. But
Yeah. True.
right.
True.
So they're
True.
trying to be real rebels, but in reality, when things when reality does set in to their and consequences come to their actions, we all see those videos. People break, they buckle, like, oh, police brutality, like like all those dudes who went to the rush Capitol Hill, and when
Yeah.
they were found and they were like denied it, they were put on the no-fly list. Oh, now what happened to all your rebelness? Oh, what happened to you sticking to your guns? No, they start busting out crying because things didn't go their way. So I don't know. That's the people that I picture when they do such things like that. Like
Yeah,
you
but I
said,
feel
park
like
the wrong way.
because nobody ever calls them on their shit, they keep doing it, and then they get emboldened to do more shit and more other things that inconvenience people. Can be an issue just in
Exactly.
general. Like,
Exactly. No, it is. Yeah. It's how you say it? It's a cycle that kind of like feeds itself, where people are like, nah, just let it go, because you don't want to further the like make things worse, right? And I know that they depend on that. Like that's where they're banking on. That's where they're banking on. Like, oh, they don't want to make a scene, uh, and that's how they get by.
it's
Oh,
shitty,
now that you mention
man.
this, you know who gets on my nerves? People, like, when it comes to driving. And again, you know what? Now that you mention it, yeah, tinted windows is like, right. It's either a one lane, whatever amount of lanes, right? But the lanes, all of them are full, and you have the shoulder, and the shoulder is like big enough
Yeah.
to allow
Yeah.
regular sized cars, and people start hop on the shoulder and cut you off. Like they'll ride along the all on the off ramp or on ramp, and they'll ride it. They'll ride it until once they get up to the light, and then they start to shove in and they start to try to go into you, like, oh yeah, and they try, oh yeah, let me in. Or, and I don't know, that to me is like, man, I wish when that happens, either I wish I had a big car, like a tank like car, or a shitty car. We're like, you know what, fucking let's destroy this shit. No,
No,
because
yeah,
I
a
don't
piece of
know.
me feels like, you know what, man? Hit me. Your car, your Ferrari, or whatever, your Maserati, excuse me, is gonna take a lot more damage than my fucking little Volkswagen. Like, I'll be
Yeah.
okay.
Unfortunately, some of the times that this happened is like because I'm riding with somebody else. Because in that situation, if they hit me, they have it to lose because I'm in the right of way. I am where I'm supposed to be. If they are not. But I'm like, we also have like, oh, keep the harmony, keep the harmony. We don't want to start thing. We
But
don't
if we
want
don't
to get in
call people on
trouble.
their shit, just not to driving, But it feels like driving has this protection because you're in a car, and road rage has this scary thing. But how many times haven't we talked about where we have to call people on their shit for being a racist, sexist, for being just an asshole in general in public? Like we always say, call them out on their shit. You know, how can we correct things if we don't call them out on their shit? We're letting people get away with this. Like road rage has this whole like fear against it. Like, hey, dude, they can have a gun. They can have a gun anywhere. But why is the car this like special sanctum for these people?
Well, at least okay. You give me your reason. I'll give you my reason. My reason is especially now, because what I had to buy a new car like 20 at the time when I bought it was new. It was del año.
You, Hawaii, carro del año, going to sex parties. Man.
Oh man, it's called debt, man. It's called debt. And YOLO, I guess. No, but to me it's like, man, I just want to crash this shit, but fuck, man. I co-signed this car with my sister, and if they trash it, they're gonna. As you start thinking about material stuff, like, man, I can't afford this. I can't afford to wreck this thing.
You can't afford for some guy to jump out of the car with a bat and like fuck up your windshields. Is that what?
Exactly. I can't afford that because if it happens, and if they escape, because there've been a couple of times where something happens to me, and I go to the cops, it's like, I'm sorry, can't help you, and I was like, so you're just like you start overthinking things. But only recently, I was with a friend of mine. If you're listening, my friend Wolf, my friend Wolf, this person was riding with me, and I was just driving at regular speed. I was driving.
So you were the one driving the vehicle.
I was driving the vehicle, right, and I turned into my lane, right, and I saw a car that was coming fast, but they were far away, and there was traffic to a halt. So when I was driving in, the traffic was stopped. So I see this car coming fast, but traffic is all lanes are full, and he had to stop anyways, right? So I come in, and this car is coming fast, and they had to slow down because of me, right? Because I was coming in, and I.
So he had to slow down a car earlier, pretty much.
Yeah. Pretty much had to start a car down. Now, if I was like the whole lanes were open and I just slowed him down, but even then he could switch lanes in that situation. But the thing is, this car, regardless, had to slow down. There was no reason for this car to going that fast. So, but it had to slow down even faster because I came in, right, and I did everything legally. But when I was going, they were like riding me. They were riding my ass. And then at that point, I just stopped the car. I was like, okay. Well, I was like, because why are you riding me? You're not supposed to go in this.
So was this in the freeway or on the?
No, in the street. It was in the street, like a principal, una calle principal. I stopped, right, and then when it came to a point where there was enough room on my right side for them to line up to me, and it was like a Camaro or something. There was like it was a muscle car, a brand new muscle car.
Right.
And they come up to me. Basically, we started throwing words and everything, and I was mad. I was like ready. Okay, dude, fuck. Si quieres putazo, va a haber putazo. Like, I know you're probably gonna fuck me up, but I'm at least try to poke your eyes. I'll gouge your eyes or something.
God.
Fuck it, right? But then it hit me. I'm with my friend. I cannot let my road rage put this person in danger. So once my senses start to kick in, I say, no, I start to be, I guess, patronizing. Well, you know what? You shouldn't be driving this way. And you know what? Have a good day. Let the Lord bless your day.
I don't know, man. I struggle with that a lot because I'm driving, and I get like, this is the thing. If you're a passenger in somebody's car, I hate being a passenger. Like, I can't be a passenger because I'm always like, you're driving weird, or you're driving too slow, or maybe you're driving too fast. Like, you're not in control. It's passenger syndrome, right?
I mean, but at the end of the day, we just talk because you're not in control, right? Because same thing when my younger brother would drive, and like, man, why is this fool driving so fast? Like, why is he right behind those cars? Give them space. So I would just chalk it up to it's because I'm not in control. So,
but when you're driving your vehicle and someone cuts you off, is just a total asshole to you, like, something takes over. Like, let's be real here. I don't know what it is. Like, maybe it's because it's like you feel you're controlling this 3,000 pound machine, whatever it is, and you feel powerful. Is it that you feel like fuck you? I can do something with this?
is maybe for sure because everybody. I'm pretty sure everybody feels a bias that we're all the perfect driver, right? And so when something happens, even if it's partly all fault or all of our fault, but no, I'm right. You were driving too slow, even if we're driving too fast or whatever the reason, and then like, no, I'm right. You're wrong. You're the piece of shit. And I've seen friends drive like, and I think to myself, actually, you're the one in the wrong. But fuck it, you know what? If things go down, I got your back, bro. So
I
I
don't
mean,
know,
I think
man.
I think in the road, the vast majority of people are just biased. And,
I don't know.
and yeah.
I have issues probably like, saying I'm out loud in public with you guys. It's like,
Mm.
yeah, I should ease up on certain things. Like it shouldn't bother me, but it does. It's just like we talk about freedom of
No, I mean,
speech, right? Like, okay, freedom of
yeah.
speech is allowed, but it's like doesn't mean you can be an asshole and a racist just because freedom of speech,
I've
or can you?
noticed
You know,
for
but it's not the
myself.
same thing. I
I've
know, but
noticed
it's
that I'm more
but yeah.
for myself. Sorry to interrupt. I've noticed that for myself, I'm more aggressive. I have more episodes of. I'm not gonna say road rage. I mean, I guess just cussing. Just cussing, and let's say it doesn't pass from words.
No,
The
I think road
road.
rage means like getting out of the car. That's road rage for
So you
me.
have to step out of the
That's
car.
what I would think. Let me see. Let me see. Go keep talking. I'm gonna look up Urban
Okay, okay,
Dictionary what
okay,
road
okay, okay.
rage means.
But at least for me, uh, the times that I've been aggressive is when somebody I have a passenger. Maybe because I'm thinking, yo, you just put this person's life at risk, and that's lo que me enciende, man. O como dicen los puertorriqueños, me dejan en fuego now, right? Uh, yeah, because I maybe that's what kicks in, just being going on protecting mode. Like, yo, you just put this person that I'm riding with in danger, all because of whatever reasons, right? But yeah, I think now that you mentioned like let's define what's road rage. I think you're right.
So, we here on My Primo's podcast, we do two definitions. So the first one is to the Urban Dictionary,
Okay. Oh,
taking
Urban Dictionary.
taking
The
your
source
rage,
of
the source of the urban
right,
community, which we're
right.
part of.
Urban accuracy. There you go.
Road rage, taking your rage out on the road. Okay, especially on those motherfuckers who cut you off or tailgate you. That guy cut me off. What the shit? I'm gonna kill that fucking son of a bitch. You ain't getting away from me, motherfucker. So yeah, that's.
Uh,
And the other one is this one. Road rage is a
okay.
condition that is created when lazy, uninterested, and or overworked traffic cops let ignorant drivers operate their vehicles in an illegal and aggressive manner that irritates the drivers around them. The end result is road rage. Road rage can result in anything from foul gestures to offending assholes being shot. That's the
So,
Urban Dictionary.
so the bare minimum is foul gestures, which I would include language.
You would include language.
Foul
What else?
gestures. I don't know. Like if foul gestures count, then I think hurling insults would count too.
Here's
Because
Webster's
how many?
Dictionary. You ready?
Mhm.
Road
Go
rage
for it.
is an aggressive or angry behavior exhibited by motorists. These behaviors include rude and verbal insults, physical threats, or dangerous driving methods targeted towards another driver or non-drivers, such as pedestrians or cyclists, in an effort to intimidate or release frustration.
Okay, it just hit me right now. So, but don't you think this would be it's localized, or at least it depends on where you're at? Because LA, well, I mean, I would say LA. It's like like average, right? Like because right here, right now, these days that I've been driven around by my friends, and I have not seen anything that's remotely road rage. Everybody they let everybody, I needs to step in, and they let them in into traffic. They give them the shaka sign, right? Like, oh, like, thank you, that's their thank you, right? They'll do this. I guess anybody, if you want to know what the shaka sign is, just look it up.
Isn't it kind
I
of like
guess
the thumb and the pinky, and your rest of your fingers are in the middle, and you kind of like a surfer
yeah,
kind of thing? Like,
exactly. Yeah, like the things there you go, the surfer,
because you're in
the surfer.
Hawaii. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I'll see that, like, oh, pretty cool. So basically, and I even my college is a professor who was here from Hawaii. They said, they've done studies here where they've let a whole green light pass by and nobody honked the horn.
Okay, hold on. Stop right there. That's
Uh-huh.
a fucking pet peeve of mine. So here's two things to that, okay? One, when I'm at a green light, I count to like 3 or 4, and then I go. Because fools be speeding past the red light, they can hit you. That's me, right? But if it passes at 3 or 4 seconds and the guy's in front of me and he's not moving, I honk the horn. But then assholes will sit there and be like, what? They're not moving now because I honked the horn? They sit there just to be assholes or slowly. I had one guy sit there until it was turning almost red and then took off just to be an asshole. And guess what?
No, but
guess what?
At least with what?
Tinted windows all the way around. All the way around.
The tinted window theory. Oh my god. No, but I was gonna say. So yeah, but at least with that study that my professor said, it's been a while, so I don't remember all the details. But basically, they were trying to see who were the most aggressive or like something. I guess the people who were more in a rush. And here and Hawaii, it was where a whole light went past, a whole green light passed by, and nobody showed any forms of aggression or honking the horn or nothing. Everybody was just chill, like yo, man, just vibe out or whatever. So, for I guess so if we from 1 to 10, LA, I feels like it's like, especially like downtown LA, maybe like a 5 or 5, 6. And maybe New York is worse, where people just like blow up if you don't leave the 5 seconds before it turns green. I don't know, but yeah, at least for here. But I do feel like it depends where you are at, where the culture or the mood of the people is, because here everything's chill. I have rarely heard honking, and if I have, it's because they're saying like thank you or something. LA, well, yeah, LA.
They're honking to say thank you, man. Hawaii seems chill.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, up to now, I'm pretty sure there's some, because even my friends, they've told me a little about some of the stuff that goes down. I hear like how some areas.
I heard there's so much like in Hawaii. Like, I don't know. My sister went there for her honeymoon, and she loved it. She got an Airbnb and hung out on the beach and just went around, just driving around. But I've heard too, like Hawaii can be like dark and scary and shit. Like there's like a lot of crime. Is that the case? I mean, have you felt good there? I mean, what's Hawaii like for you?
This is just the second time that I've been here, but where I've been is Waikiki and Honolulu, and the area called Waikiki, and that to begin with is already the touristy area, so it seems like it's safe as fuck. But my friends were telling me, oh well, there's some areas. I think it's the west side of the island, where you'll see the majority of I guess either like the majority of actual native Hawaiians, and they're like, that's their, what's it called, reservation area, and that's where
shit goes down.
That's because that area hasn't been gentrified yet, or I don't know how it goes. But basically, you know what? They share some similar. This island, which we consider paradise, also have their things going on.
Well, yeah, they're human beings, dude, and people gentrify it, and tourists kill shit. Like El Salvador, right? My sister and my mom were talking about they want to go to El Salvador. My mom's like, oh, I want to go to El Puerto and stay in my mom's house. My sister was like, fuck that. Why can't I go to the touristy places that white people go to El Salvador? Why come we always got to go to El Puerto or to where we grew up? She goes, I've been there. I've experienced that. I'm cool with that. But my wife, that's never been to El Salvador, that's Mexican, and she's like, yeah, I ain't down to all of us be sleeping in the same bed with rats flying in from the fucking roof, the tin roof.
First of all, what's wrong with that? That's our people. God damn, man.
I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about real rats. I'm not calling people rats. But the point is, she wants to go to like the touristy places. She wants to, how many times I've been to Salvador and I've never been to the pyramids? Never. I've never been to El Tuco where like surfing competitions happen. It's the most gorgeous beaches in the world apparently for that. Never been. I've always been to El Puerto, La Cancha de los Tiburones, and El Campamento, and like just like hood.
I think it's that mentality that's not for us, that's for them, whoever them or they are, right? But no, I get what you mean, because I guess one is I think it's just in the back of our head. Why, we don't know, but it's just that we can't afford it. That's we're not supposed to go there because we are us and we are lower, and that place is for the best of the world. So you just stick to what stick to what you're expected to be. I mean, I'm guessing. I'm just throwing.
I mean,
Things
when's
at
the last time you went to Salvador? Have you gone back? I know you travel here and there, but have you gone to Salvador in the last?
2018. 2018 was the first. It was like after 2 decades and plus since I was last there, and my yeah man, it was. But you know what? Actually, it wasn't as bad as everybody painted it to be. It was actually Salvador was actually I took a friend of mine. He's from he's a dude from he's a family from the like around Pakistan. And so he's never been there, right? He's never been there. I took him to La Capital, San Salvador, and he was staying with family here in La Capital. And when we took him to the mall, and he's like, "Yo, these El Salvador has better. At least this the mall that it was. Well, actually, maybe it's the only mall. I don't know, but that at least that mall. He's like, man, those malls are better than the ones that we have in Riverside. And it was like super. It
Hey, you
looked
know what? But
super.
Riverside's kind of shitty.
No,
I mean, a
Riverside's
lot of
actually
crystal meth and and biker gangs out there in Riverside.
Hey man, don't talk about Riverside. Riverside is nice.
What's fucked up is Riverside is not near any rivers. It's just dry.
No. It is not what you think. Not the river you think.
It's not.
No, Riverside is actually really nice. Ooh, dude, you see those houses in Riverside and you think, okay, this is straight Reagan votes. These people voted for Reagan back in the 80s.
And they're still here.
Big, beautiful houses. But yeah, anyway.
Hey, you see they're making a Ronald Reagan movie?
They are?
Yeah, with Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid is going to play Ronald Reagan.
I would like to watch that. I need to see Cheney. Cheney was good. No, Vice. The one where it was about Cheney and Bush.
Yeah.
I need to see that. Christian Bale played Cheney. But anyways, yeah, the thing was, El Salvador had awesome malls, and my buddy, who...
you know what I remember from Salvador? The last time I was there, I was in junior high. So that was very, very long time. Many moons ago, before the iPhone, if that helps our younger listeners. Way before the iPhone. Way before the year 2000. God. So that's a long time ago. I remember the Beatles, Ed Sullivan show. No, I'm playing. I'm not that old. But what is what I remember?
We are that old. The show was out. The Ed Sullivan show was out when we were kids. But anyway, sorry to cut you off.
No, what I'm saying is, I remember Salvador, and I had good memories. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what did we do when, at that age, I was like a teenager? So honestly, unless I knew other teenagers, we would go out, ride a bike. Maybe because my dad gave me some money, we go buy some pupusas or some random junk food. Mm-hmm. And then we come home and watch TV and go to sleep. And then the next morning we go visit somebody or go to the beach. And that was it. My sister was like, I want to go to Salvador and experience what white people experience in El Salvador. I'm tired of going to El Puerto and seeing all the pobreza and everything. Like, I know that.
Yeah.
I've seen it. We understand it. We know where we're from. But I don't want to go there anymore.
Man. No, it's simply because they got us good, man. They got us good. It's all internalized and we don't question it. Just to give you like a side note, how we don't question it. One time I was at Stater Brothers and I saw a box,
Stater Brothers like a grocery store, right?
The grocery store, yes.
Okay.
That's us, yeah. So I was at the store and I saw a box of ice cream, the variety pack, right? It has the
hey, shout out to the box of ice cream. Like, not the bucket, but the box of ice cream that you actually have to, like, peel to get into the ice cream. Shout out to the box of Neapolitan ice cream from Ralph's in Southern California. You have to peel off the brick of ice cream you got. Shout out to that ice cream.
No, but yeah, like I was saying, I saw that box of variety pack, and I saw it and I want it, but no, why? And it's like, because my mom came to my head. Her voice started talking, saying, "Oh, we can't have it because we're broke, we can't afford it, blah 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 blah." And it was like, and then it hit me. No, I'm fucking 30 years old. I can buy it if I want to.
You can buy what, Eddie. I think everybody here on the show, you can buy whatever ice cream you want. Okay?
Exactly. I was denying myself because my mom's voice came into
It's
my head,
conditioning,
and the
dude.
struggle. Yeah, it's conditioning, and her voice of the struggle came in. No, we can't afford these things. We can only afford huevos, tortillas, y arroz y frijoles, and be
Oh, and
content
the
with that.
bag of cereal, the fucking
Oh,
just
and the
giant
bag.
bag of Fruit Loops, not the box, but the bag of off-brand Fruit
Yeah,
Loops.
yeah. So no, so yeah, and then it hit because I remember this day clearly. I was just walking like, and all this happened in an instant. And I saw it like, oh man, I want some, but no, my mom was talking to me in my head, right? Like, no, we can't afford it, blah blah. And then they hear like, no man, I'm a fucking adult. I'm 30 plus years old. I want it, I'll get it. So,
But the same
so
thing
yeah,
goes for not only like food or consumer things or vacations, but you're right. It's like, oh, that's rich people shit. I remember
yeah,
and I say not just rich, but in our eyes, honestly, it was just we just figured we attribute it to people with money or higher class than we
yeah.
did. Like an example, like I remember my mom le regalaban ropa, right, from a family friend that had older kids, and then we would inherit their clothes, right? Because my
Mhm,
mom couldn't really go buy a lot of clothes for us, so they wouldn't just
mhm.
basically, hey, you know what? Here's some shit my kids don't want anymore. Go ahead and you can have it. I vividly remember getting a shirt, and this is so 90's, Gotcha. Remember the Gotcha brand of
No,
t-shirts
it rings a
and
bell.
yeah,
It rings a bell.
dude, look it up, Gotcha.
I'm not sure.
It was
Oh
symbols like a
man, no.
hand, like a symbol was like a hand, and it was very 90's, like swirls and soups, but it was Gotcha, that brand Gotcha.
Ah, I'm
And
gonna look it up.
I remember getting like opening up a garbage bag full of clothes, and a sweater or a shirt came out the Gotcha brand, and I was like, oh my god, Gotcha. Oh man, this is rich people clothes.
I'm gonna be friends with these kids at school
Oh
in the play.
man, the third grade never looked so bright because I had a Gotcha shirt like that, and the fuck was it? A gecko shirts, like
That
Gecko
with that
brand.
gecko shit. Yeah, kind of rings a bell. Okay, remember early '90s? Okay, so apparently I heard, what was the Skechers, right? Skechers. You know who
Yes.
Skechers? I don't know if it's true. You know who Skechers used to be? I don't know if it's true.
What?
Guess.
Uh,
LA Gear.
really?
So I don't know. Let's do our research, I guess. But apparently, I heard that Skechers or whoever had Skechers and they had to pivot and change things. But apparently, Skechers used to be LA Gear. Who remembers LA Gear? Those shoes. It was like, and now that I think about LA Gear, there
Dude,
were
I love
shoes.
my shoes that light up in the back. And then
Yeah.
going back
So
to El
LA
Salvador,
Gear.
my dad. Tell me this,
Huh?
people. Okay, listeners, I want to know this at My Primo's podcast on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. When you go visit a family member in your home country, and you go with nice shoes, how many of you had to leave them behind and give them to somebody because your mom and dad were like, "Give it to them. We'll buy you a new pair when we get back." I want to hear from you because I always lost shoes because my mom, my dad were like, "Dejáselos. We'll get you some shoes at home." And I never got my LA Gears replaced. They were white with teal, and the light in the back when I stepped on them were like that reddish color. I miss those
Okay,
shoes.
the LA Gears that I remember, they were like, now that I think about it, LA Gear were just like a knockoff of the Air Force One, but instead of the Nike swoosh, they had that little thing. It's kind of hard to describe, but in the middle where the swoosh would be, it was like there was like little strands or strips, and on both sides of the strips were different colors. Could have been blue and black, red or black, but they would twist the strips so you can see both. I don't know. Do you remember those?
I remember British Knights, BKs,
Oh,
like
BKs. Oh, BK Swiss.
BKs. I remember those. BKs were the thing, and the LA Gears were kind of like ones, like Jordans. Like they were built that way, and they had
Yeah.
like different colors, and they kind of gave you that look. That were
So yeah,
those were the LA Gears, and also
those
the
are the
LA
brands that.
Gears would light up in the back when you
Yeah.
stepped on
So
it.
the brands I remember then was LA Gear, Reebok,
Oh yeah, Reebok for
uh,
sure.
and but Reebok is now you'll see it on Walmart. Filas took a dive. Fila was big in El Salvador and still I don't know if at least in
Dude,
the
Fila
'90s.
took a
Fila was
dive and
big.
came back up midway. Like
Yeah, now
it
they're
hit
trying to
like
reestablish. It seems like Fila went down. Maybe it did well in the rest of the world, but at least here in the U.S., they were like, ugh. and you would see their stuff on
But
fucking
you know what
Target
did a
or
180 for
Kmart.
me, and I did not see
What?
coming? Champion. Because Champion wasn't this big hot brand like it is right now. Champion was
Yeah.
that like, oh, Champion. It's kind of lame because no one really wore it. No one really did anything. You found it everywhere. At Kmart's, Walmart's, everywhere you would go look for stuff. It would be Champion clothes. And it was really affordable. Then out of nowhere in the last 3-4 years, Champion flipped, dude. And Champion is like everywhere and it's super fucking expensive now.
You just reminded me of my Champion shorts that I have. So
See?
back
Flossing.
in no, because these clothes they again what the example you brought, that somebody would take you would get like a hand-me-downs from somebody else,
Yeah.
and open the trash bag and it was a bunch of hand-me-downs.
Gotcha.
Anyways, I remember I was in Salvador, and maybe for my cousins or something, they're like, you know what? Oh, we got tenemos ropa, mandazo los hijos de Chus y de la reina. So I remember getting clothes, and I got these Orlando. What was it? The team from
Magic.
Orlando, I think. No. But the one with the Hornets. What was that team?
Was that Orlando? That was
Is a basketball team with
Charlotte Hornets.
Something I forgot, but I think it's from Florida. But it was but basically the basketball team that had like their color was like a turquoise.
Yeah, it was Charlotte, North Carolina. It was Charlotte Hornets.
Okay, so we had those shorts. We had two. They took two. One was the Space Jam ones, and one was the Hornet ones. The Space Jam one, I guess, because around that time in the 90s, Space Jam was in El Salvador, right? And so those disappeared. But I still have the 90s. I still have the 90s, whatever Charlotte Hornet shorts. They're all faded to like there's no longer turquoise. It's like a fucking fade, almost white from all the washing. And those shorts are more like boxers now. Back then they were like huge, like they cover pretty much all my feet. Now they're like little boxers. So I still have them. Those shorts have lasted me, 2 decades.
Yeah, look, there it is. Charlotte Hornets. In the 90s, it was the Orlando Magic. That was the difference.
Oh, okay.
And also the fucking, what was it? The Pelicans. Florida had like a college team, the Pelicans or the I remember that was a thing. I don't know. I never, in the Mighty Ducks. What the fuck was that, dude? Like, we just fell in, no, dude. So.
90s, man. 90s.
The 90s. The Mighty Ducks movies led to the Mighty Ducks, because Disney bought the Mighty Ducks hockey team. Right, and they're like, "Fuck it, no one's rooting for our team. Let's make a Disney movie, so people will start following our team," which worked, right?
Yeah.
So the Mighty Ducks, and then Mighty Ducks are a hockey team, cool. And there's a real one in Anaheim, okay. Hey, you know what? Let's buy the Angels of Anaheim. Might as well. Oh, no one's watching our games. Let's make a movie. Angels in the outfield. People are watching the Angels.
Hey man. It worked. It was magic. We all believed it.
You believed in the magic? Did you wave your arms up and down? Wasn't it JGL, right? Jason Gordon-Levitt was in that movie.
But here's the thing, though. Damn. Like, there was something from the 90s that still reaches Salvador. But the thing is, I missed a lot of it. I came across the 90s. The 90s, I viewed it through El Salvador because I lived there. So I didn't see the 90s through your lens as somebody who was there. So how did you see the
90s during the 90s? Was it like the 80s? Did you see Beverly Hills Cop and Bloodsport and Crocodile Dundee?
So the 80s. So obviously, since we were born in the 80s, I just either have fragments of memories from the 80s, but the majority I saw it in through movies, through films, music, and all that stuff, right? So that's how I remember the 80s. The 90s, whatever I saw from the 90s was Latin American 90s, which was Supercampeones, Caballeros del Zodiaco, La Liga del Dragón.
See, that's the thing. You saw 80s America in the 90s of Salvador. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but what was happening in the 90s when I was over there, right? So
grunge didn't hit you guys till like 2000.
Pretty, like, I bet, no, the only reason why
they did skip grunge altogether.
The only reason why my first exposure to Kurt Cobain and by that point he was already dead was because a cousin of mine who was Salvadorian but they lived in Mexico, when they came to visit my grandparents. So they were already in Mexico, but because they were adjacent to the U.S., they were getting more current music
But
from.
hold on though.
From
Think about it this way. Why is it?
so
And we'll get back to your story. I'm playing the Walter role here, where I just
okay,
ignore your
okay.
conversation and say what I want to say.
No, of course. Okay, of course.
Because
I
we
mean,
can't
we gotta keep his spirit
gotta keep his
alive.
spirit here, wherever he is, having a vision quest.
Yeah.
On ayahuasca, in the desert. He's channeling me right now. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So why is it that when we think 90s music, we always go to Kurt Cobain? Is he the epitome or the poster child of grunge?
Yeah, I mean, yes, because again, in El Salvador.
No, but in general, like this is not El Salvador, but like
but to a degree, yes, because it just shows the impact on how far. Again, did I know of Alice in Chains in El Salvador? No. Did I know of Nirvana in El Salvador? Yes. They made that big of an imprint where some brown kids from Central America heard about them. So just, I mean, if you take it that as your measuring stick, yeah, I would say Kurt Cobain, Nirvana were the poster child because they were able to make that big of an impact. So yeah, I mean,
I mean, Smells Like Teen Spirit. For whatever bougie person comes here and tells me, "Oh, it's so played out," it was a great song and still is a great song. I mean, let's just be real.
Anybody that criticizes them, I don't know, man.
Don't get me wrong, not the greatest band in the world at all. In my opinion, I'm that stuck up guy that goes, Soundgarden is my go-to 90s grunge band. You know, that's me. You know?
No, you're right. You're definitely right. Maybe not the greatest band in the world, but it does say something about them that they will be able to hit a chord and leave that impression. So you can say whatever about them, and they're like, maybe, I don't know, like let's say for other bands like Gangnam Style. Hey man, that fool definitely hit some chord.
You know what? He did leave an impression in the mid 2000s. Gangnam Style.
No, but it wasn't because of him. Maybe we would be getting K-pop maybe a little bit later. K-pop, you know what we know here. What Blackpink? I rock this one song about them. I don't listen to the rest, but this one song I like it. BTS.
Yeah.
I have this one song that I like.
Dude, I love music, and I pop. For whatever it is, like we gotta give credit where it's due, right? Yes.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Nirvana made a huge impact. I mean, for a band that shines so bright for such a short time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really did. You know, they really did.
So.
And it just I don't know. I've always asked that question internally, where I'm like, is Nirvana the only band that just comes to mind when we go, okay, Eddie, go. Give me 3 grunge bands from the 90s. Go. Nirvana.
I would say Nirvana. I'm going to tell you Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and either Pearl Jam or Soundgarden.
Yeah, that's where it ends, right? Because that's the truth. Honestly, you can go Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Soundgarden. You're safe. You're like perfectly safe. And you can go deeper. If you can name another one, I mean, Alice in Chains, and you can name somebody else, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Like, this guy knows what's up.
I don't know. Does Temple of the Dog, or was Temple of the
No, Stone Temple Pilots? Would you consider them grunge? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. They're right there on the cusp.
Yes, at the very end, but at the very edges of the genre, they're like right there. Like they definitely have a toe in the grunge pool.
Anyways, we'll move forward because this is a whole another podcast about music. Because I used to have a podcast about music, guys. And actually, it's funny. If you go on iTunes right now and look up Midnight Mixtapes, I'm still there.
1,000 years ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was a world of fear. It was the age of gargoyles. Stone by day, warriors by night. We were betrayed by the humans we had sworn to protect, frozen in stone by a magic spell for 1,000 years. Now here in Manhattan, the spell is broken, and
Speaking of the 90s, you know what? I've been obsessed with a 90s cartoon recently. Me and my wife have been watching it, trying to convince James to keep watching it, but he's not. Doesn't seem interested. Dude,
Really?
Do you remember the classic, well written? I don't know about animated, but still phenomenal story that deserves a reboot. Gargoyles.
Oh, damn. So, Gargoyles. I do remember it. The episodes that I did watch, I
We're in
enjoyed.
Spanish.
No, both actually. Not actually both. Anything that it's in English and subtitled in Spanish, I don't know either. I don't know if that says something about me, but I don't know. Just never really liked it. Maybe because I know new languages. And it was better in English. But anyways, the thing is,
dude,
I remember enjoying it. It was really good.
No, it's really good. You know what? No bullshit. Me and my wife sat at breakfast this morning thinking, you know what? This is the most well-written, casted show that Disney has made in a cartoon in the 90s, I should say, because Goliath, the lead gargoyle, you know, that character, voiced by a black actor. The detective in the show is a Latina character. The police captain is a Latina character. Like, everyone in there is very eclectic, a lot of races. Female leads that are very strong. Even like Xanatos, the bad guy, is not old evil white guy. A guy is either Latino or Middle Eastern, or from one of those countries. And the writing is fucking on point, man. Like, the writing on there is up to par with most scripts you see now on motion pictures. Like, everything from... It's an animated series, so yeah, it's a cartoon. There's gargoyles come to life. Okay, let's move beyond that. But the interactions between a stranger in a strange land, that thing.
Don't you think... Sorry to cut you off, but don't you think that the 90s was a renaissance of animation? Because obviously we had the good stuff, the golden age, which was when the Disney movies Snow White,
Snow White was in the fucking 30s and shit, or 20s or something.
No, right? So, and then there was a lot of crappy cartoons. Not that I'm
then you had Dumbo, Peter Pan,
exactly.
all that stuff.
Great films. A lot of great films.
But the 90s was more like, what was it? Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin.
Yes.
All that.
Yeah, that's what they call it. It was like Disney's second renaissance, second golden age for Disney specifically, right? But just in animation in general, man, the 70s and 80s, for my taste, a lot of it was horrible. You had for sure some golden nuggets in the rough, right? Some diamonds in the rough, which was Thundercats, He-Man.
Hey, Kevin Smith is bringing back He-Man, Masters of the Universe, Netflix. Let's keep an eye out on that one because that looks dope.
We'll do then. But He-Man from the 2000s, better to me. I prefer He-Man from 2000 from the original. But regardless, the thing is, from 70s to 80s, that animation I wasn't feeling it. Specifically when it comes to the West.
What did you see in the 70s and 80s? You saw Hanna-Barbera cartoons, man.
Ooh,
they were fucking...
That drop. Put it this way: I was a kid, and I would see Tom and Jerry. I would see what Tom and Jerry. You would see the Tex Avery cartoons, the Warner Brothers, all that stuff, right? From 40s, 50s, 60s, all that stuff, right? Great stuff. But then the 70s comes in, and you notice the drop
in quality,
in animation quality, and one of those who you can track that quality of animation is
Sid
the Tom
Marty
and Jerry
Krofft.
cartoons. I would say like the Tom and Jerry cartoons, because you saw when MGM had them, right? Or what's it called? MGM,
MGM
right?
had them, yeah.
Yeah, you see their early stuff, right? Because they put a lot of money in it for the war effort, from my understanding, because this happened to all the animation industry, propaganda and all that stuff.
Hey, but even the new Tom and Jerry, like, if you want to come back to it, the quality of entertainment was... I think during the 70s, man, it was just getting content out there. There wasn't anything
Yes.
really good in the 70s. What came out of the 70s that was good?
Maybe 70s. Yeah, man.
Saturday Night
Maybe.
Fever? Even that was kind of hard to sit through at the end. But point is that Sid Marty Krofft stuff sucked. The Banana Splits sucked. A lot of
Yes.
Hanna-Barbera stuff sucked. Huckleberry Hound sucked. Okay? Quick Draw McGraw sucked. All that shit wasn't good. I'm sorry, it wasn't.
What was it? What was the Kung Fu Dog? I forgot. Like Kung Fu. I remember the jinx.
Fu
Kung
Manchu?
Fu Hui or Kung Fu something
Kung
like that.
Fu? Oh yeah, yeah.
So I mean, again, I'm pretty sure there's some good stuff there, but I don't know. Like overall, there was a big quality drop in the 70s and 80s. 80s start to again. You do see the pick me up there in the 80s.
Kung
because
Fu was
the
the Kung Fu Dog you were talking about.
He was
It's
a
like-
janitor. He was a janitor. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna find a clip of the audio so you guys, for those who maybe that jogs your memory, for all those who are in our age bracket.
Hey,
yeah,
but think
he was
about it.
a
I remember
janitor.
tripping out that Hong Kong Phooey was voiced by Scatman Crothers, which is a black actor. You know, you gotta, like, I don't know, man. You gotta give him credit there. But,
Hey, whatever. Small victory.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, he was a janitor, and then he would transform to a superhero, was like a karate choppy or kung fu master.
Yes, he did.
So, a janitor. Hey! It's better. Something different than your. What was your trope? A secret billionaire that at night he fights crime. No, there was a janitor who fought
Hey,
crime.
man, we all love Batman.
But anyways, you know, 80s, 70s, and 80s, you know, animation suffered, and then the 90s came. We got DuckTales. What was that one duck who was like a robot who came out from DuckTales?
Ooh, dude, you mean Gizmo Duck, the coolest
There
duck
you go.
on one wheel?
So you
Gizmo
had the right Gizmo Duck. Thank you for reminding me this.
Dude,
The Chip
Chippendales Rescue Rangers?
Rescue Rangers.
Man, that
And
theme song alone is
Yes.
fucking dope because the first episode doesn't explain anything. It just
Okay,
literally
so-
goes into them going to a case, which my son was like, there's no context here. I burned my son out. I've taught him too well because I'm like, he gets like, well, how come there's no real origin here? Like, I don't understand the context. I'm just thrown into a story, and 3 episodes in, I'm not sold. I'm like, you're missing. Rescue Rangers was the shit coming home. The Disney Afternoon Classics collection on, like, I was playing on PlayStation. Darkwing Duck.
Duck. What was it? Chippendales
Rescue
Rescue Rangers.
Rangers.
You also had what is it? That one song. I'm gonna try to link all the songs. So again, because I'm forgetting myself, but I know
You're
it.
editing the
But-
show, so
Yeah.
put the links.
So right there was
The Mighty Ducks had a TV show too.
Baloo who flew the
Ooh,
plane.
Tailspin. Tailspin was dope.
There you
Love
go, Tailspin. I
Tailspin.
even I forget most of it, but those jingles. Okay, so again, go
Do,
back to
do,
90s.
do, do,
They-
do, 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 do.
Exactly.
Yep, Tailspin.
So, Tailspin. And the thing is, whatever the 90s did, they saw the failures of the 70s and 80s, and then I guess the companies took a chance on the young animators. There's a good documentary on YouTube when it comes to the Batman animated series, and they basically
The Holy Grail, you mean, of
Yes.
comic book cartoons?
yes, it set a standard for today's animation. But anyways, so whatever happened in the 90s,
You know what it is? Let me slow you down.
it needed
Okay?
to happen because
It goes back to my Gargoyles conversation because the
Before you
animators.
continue, I just want to say.
Okay, go
before you
ahead.
continue, I just want to say because the 90s, whatever they saw something, they found the formula because animation was great, story was awesome, well written, well balanced characters, well rounded characters, and they had jingles that again I'm forgetting the names of the shows, but I remember the shows because through the jingles. I don't know what happened in the 90s, but it happened and it's happened. And they struck gold.
You know, DuckTales, the movie, DuckTales, the show, the video game, they had a fucking trifecta, dude. I was DuckTales in. I was in. You know, Gargoyles was dope too. And it didn't, this is the thing I'm getting at. That the fact that with the Batman, the animated series, okay? Not so much with Justice League. I mean, it was good. I'll give it to him. Even the X-Men show, like I've heard A lot of people that I talk to that are in the comic book industry say, dude, let's get real. All of us that are creating comic books right now are because of the X-Men animated series on Fox, right? Because it was that fucking good. Here's the difference. Those animated series did not underestimate its viewer. They didn't dumb it down. They made it so well that your dad can sit next to you, watch Batman the animated series, and go, "Damn, that was dope." Like, and this comes on every day. You know, like it brought you to the TV and go like, "Damn, this is dope. I'm down to watch it with you." You know, I still remember like specific episodes from Batman the animated series that I fucking love and consider classics, like the Great Ghost episode. That fucking hits me in a certain way because as a creator and as a fan, wow, like you're living up to your hero, you know? Like that's just great writing. You know, and it kind of touches on things like when we look at anime and we're like, "Oh, anime has this whole like so much going on for it. It's so cool, it's so embedded, and they really care about lore and their story and manga and all this." And I go, "Yeah, American cartoons have the same thing in the 90s." Right?
Yeah. So no, I agree because shows like what Animaniacs, shows like Pinky and the Brain, all the stuff they took their audience seriously, as you mentioned, because they knew that the kids wouldn't understand at least the specific, I guess, of the innuendos. But they knew that people were gonna be watching. So basically, they threw the bait, and they knew whoever watches this, they will have a lot of people.
You know, we're missing, I think, from that Disney afternoon show. It was like you said. It was Scrooge McDuck and DuckTales, right? Because who would think that an angry old man, greedy old duck would be a fucking hero, right? Yes. Then you have Tailspin, Baloo, Kit, right?
Oh man, good stuff.
Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers. What are we missing? You ready?
Okay.
You ready?
But no, wait. From Disney specific or what?
No, this is Disney specific. This is Disney specific. The Disney afternoon, after school, you ran home right after Power Rangers because that was the age I was in.
That was early 90s. Okay. Yeah, that was early 90s. Okay.
You ready?
Go for it.
It was Gummy Bears. Something.
Yes, that's
Gummy
older
Bears.
though. That's older. Yes, I remember.
But it was part of that collection, dude. It was part of that series.
Yeah, it was
Gummy Bears.
Yeah, it was.
Bouncing bears that drank a special grape juice, which we know was wine. They jumped around and bounced on things. It was so dumb, but it was fucking fun, and kids loved it, dude. And I watched all that shit on Saturday mornings, though. I did watch Aladdin. I watched Hercules. I watched all those spin-offs, you know, and I fucking dug them, dude.
Okay, so basically, pretty much TV animation, it's the format that you and I knew is dead because it was Saturday morning cartoons and then afternoon cartoons.
It's gone. There's no more. There's no more afternoon cartoons. It's gone.
Okay, so because I remember, and don't you think it's a little bit interesting? I know you tell me. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but to me, it was you had DC and Marvel on the same channel on the same time frame. Who am I talking about?
No, you didn't. You didn't, man. You didn't.
So I mean, because wasn't Batman?
Justice League was on the double.
No, not Justice League. No, not Justice League. No, not Justice League.
Yeah.
No, Justice League.
Oh, you're talking Batman the animated series and then X-Men. They were on the same.
So because they were both like on, if I remember correctly, they were both.
Yeah.
They were both on Fox, and that's the thing to me, like these channels, these companies never thought. Now they have their own apps and the whole dedicated everything, right?
It's true.
But I don't know. To me, it's like you know, they were in the same arena at one point, same time, you know. So I just find it interesting. So
I think that,
and so let's bring it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. Well, what I was thinking is that I enjoy the fact that Disney Plus has these shows because I can relive my childhood. I never saw the end of Gargoyles, and I'm enjoying watching it right now as an older person, as a writer, and I go, damn, this was a great fucking twist. This was a great story. Like, oh man, it mentions things from the Illuminati, time travel, magic, you know, like racism, Like all this shit is mixed in. It's like, oh damn, Gargoyles Ninja.
Oh yeah, right. Because Marvel and Disney. Yeah, you're right.
No, it
so
was
what was
crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Sorry to cut you off, but yeah, like I was gonna say, the reason why all those all those animations, or at least have fond memories on within people of our age bracket, was because again they took us seriously, and the next group that took their audience seriously, because at this point things had changed as well,
is now.
Let me step back
10
a little
years.
bit. Yes, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. Toonami. What Toonami did for animation, specifically for the anime community, but what Toonami did to the animation industry here in the it was like a pick me up as well. Because how many cartoons like Batman, Superman, all that stuff, which is great. I love those shows, but they were like losing their steam. They were really trying to amp it up, but changing style and all that stuff. But I just remember I wasn't paying attention.
I mean,
as much
things can only go so far on nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
Things can only go so far as nostalgia. So we needed Batman Beyond. We needed a change up. We needed Justice League. What is it? Justice League Universe or Forever, whatever the fuck, where they were all.
It was Justice League and then Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, Unlimited. Like we needed those shakeups, right? But we also needed things like Metalocalypse.
Yes.
we needed
good stuff.
You know, like adult, because the people that were in the 90s enjoying these cartoons are now adults.
Yeah.
You know, they're teenagers, or they need this change. So the fact that I love like that phrase that the creator didn't underestimate their audience. And so now I watch things with my son, and there is a I'm not gonna say, would you call it a new renaissance in animation? But there is something happening in the last 5 years, at least 10 years. I'll give them that, because things like Regular Show, things like Adventure Time, things like these shows have come on. Infinity Train, like Gravity Falls, shit like this. Like it's very meta, it's very self-aware, and it's something that me and you can sit down and watch with our kids. Like my kid's 11 years old. Fucking loves Gravity Falls to death, and there's so many references in Regular Show where he's listening to David Bowie because of Regular Show. You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay. I see. No. Okay, I see what you mean. Yes. So again, there's like been this fluctuation in animation, right? And to me, one of them who
I think storytelling, and I love the animation, is the vehicle for it.
Yes. To me was right. So as you can see, that's why I'm the animator on Instagram, right? Not that I do any animation. Animator. Yeah, but it's because animation left a great impact in my life. Again, early 90s, that stuff got into me. Then my taste started to grow, and then Toonami came. They showed all the stuff that Toonami showed, which was of course, Dragon Ball Z. But then you got Cowboy Bebop. Then you had
Fully
Samurai Jack, not Fully Coolie, all that stuff. Gundam Wing, all the stuff that we know
Ghost
about.
In the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell, Yu Yu Hakusho. Again, that's what I liked about Toonami.
I remember all that too.
Yes, but you know what I liked about Toonami is because the little segment of Tom speaking to you, it was directly talking to you, taking you serious, giving you little advice that I thought was really good. That that's why you hear a lot of people when you hear Steve Bloom talk about that era, and how a lot of people come up to him and say, "Yeah, well, you raised me," and stuff like that. And you would think, yeah, just a cartoon, whatever. Why take it so serious? No, it left an imprint on people, so it speaks a lot. Now, there was again a Cartoon Network, because between Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network,
think about it.
Network
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I didn't get into Toonami until I was way older, because I had to pay for cable until I actually physically got a job and paid for cable to be able to watch Adult Swim and Toonami and all that stuff. Yeah. Other than that, I was on the networks like everybody else, right? Most Latinx people, you fucking watch Fox, and that's it, or the WB.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing I appreciate my dad for paying for Cartoon Network, because I got all those beatings from him. But cartoons, in exchange for
you forgive him
why not?
the beatings for cartoons?
I'll
put up with it.
I'll put it.
That's sad.
So, but yeah, Toonami, that's why you have a lot of references to their music with young rappers. They'll mention, I think, The Weeknd, all these rappers that I don't know.
Dude, look at Kanye. He fucking literally did Akira in his fucking videos. Like,
so you hear a lot of references in anime again, and all this, at least in my opinion, because of Toonami. Maybe it would have come out later on, but because Toonami came at the time, we have the references today. Now, again, then you would see, you see companies just going for the money, because you would see for the cheap shots, right? The low-hanging fruit, because then you see shows like on Toonami, like a Cartoon Network, like Annoying Orange, even the Bratz animation shows.
Yeah.
All this low-quality stuff, like, oh my God, this is crap. I don't know, can't believe. Or like what was the Totally Drama Island? That's like
Total Drama Island.
There you go. I saw, even as a teen, I was like, who's interested in this crap? If I wanted to watch a reality
show. But this is the
show,
thing. I think at that point, you had aged out of who was watching that. Because those were more reality show for kids, and it got weird. It wasn't as good.
And for sure, those people who were in charge of those channels, they were like trying to read the audience, and they came out with the crap what they did.
Well, yeah, think about it. Hey, Survivor's popular. And kids, will watch cartoons. Why don't we make a kids version of Survivor? But let's gear it towards, tweens and shit.
For me to bring up something, now with all this stuff that we've been mentioning, right, about 90s cartoons, Western, mainly Western, right? But we all know, right, anime. And then anime was introduced to us throughout to the world, but us to the West here through Toonami and all that stuff, right? So all that has been throughout all these years as we've been growing up. Now all these people who saw these cartoons are now becoming the animators, are becoming the illustrators, comic book writers. So it's been like and because it's an internet where we're all just becoming one culture slowly. Now we're getting cartoons like Mars Express. This the thing has already came out. I believe it already came out by.
Yeah, it did.
As far what was it, Jeremy Perrin, and then which is the one that I threw to you, LASTMAN. Now I threw out that recommendation a while ago, and I told it to you personally.
I just have too much shit to watch, dude. But I finally watched it. Okay, it's hard because everybody, you know how it is. Hey. You gotta watch this, man.
I don't have a kid in this.
You gotta watch that, man. You gotta watch this. You gotta watch that. You gotta watch. Hey, I'm a spider. So what? Which is fucking dope. You should watch it. Which I appreciate for the VRV because I am a spider. And so what is fucking dope. You should watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking great. Anyways, LASTMAN. We'll close up shop here with LASTMAN because you did ask us to check out LASTMAN, but I was very surprised that I enjoy it as much as I have.
Really?
I really have. Because I'm not a guy that shies away. Animation style doesn't push me away. It doesn't. Mm-hmm. But the context does, right? If the story's shitty, I don't care. If the story's good, I don't care about the fucking how good it looks. It can be shitty animation. If the story's good, I'm in. Right? Right? And the music is fucking great. The story is good. The characters are lovable. They're so short, the episodes, that they leave you wanting for more. So you're always kind of going to the next episode to see what happens next. This show is very mysterious on purpose. There's a lot of intent behind holding back information, but giving you alternative information to keep you busy at the same time. And so the character builds really well. So I enjoy it. I mean, it's really good, really well done, and very well. If you want to opt out for the voice acting, the dub version in English, it's well done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because in the English version, you'll hear for like if you're a veterano like us that watch animation, you'll hear some common like you'll hear voices of like, well, I heard this in anime before. Now, what I liked about that animation is it takes a visual, like anime style influence in the animation style and the character design, but because it comes from a European, because it comes from a cartoon. From a French comic comes from a French comic book. So the way, whatever art, music, whatever that they do over there is different from whatever's gonna be in Japan or here in the U.S. So it's really a fresh take, because now when I watch anime, a lot of it like, oh, magical schoolgirl, fangirl shot, panty shot. Here in the U.S., low-hanging fruit comedy, and like, I mean, some of it's good, but I got tired of it. To see something from a new perspective, from a new angle, it was just a breath of fresh air, to use that cliche, right? And that's what I liked about it, because that you'll see they'll touch some adult subjects like sex, but again, it's from a fresh take.
Not just that, but
see the
French,
cultural references.
You never really get the idea of the French anime, right? But the French have a very fucking strong film presence, you know? They have a very strong film presence that's very violent, very aggressive, that you kind of forget about, you know?
Art is a big part of their culture, so that's going to go to music.
They give them a lot of liberty.
Yeah, they're going to go to, and that you're going to see that in music, shows, films, series, everything, and animation is one of them.
You know, I do give that, because I used to, when I was in film school, we studied a film called Baignoire. You know, Baignoire is Rape Me. And a very aggressive, very dark, very aggressive film. But that movie stuck in my head because it was a film that didn't hold back its punches, and it was about women kind of basically like women taking control of their environment, and men that were very aggressive, and that were very, in this film, in this world, when men are shit pretty much, you know, which majority of the time we are. But in this scenario, these women take control and basically like just kind of become like a I don't know how to explain it, but they take control of a situation. They basically become badasses with guns, and they just kill a bunch of bad guys, you know, that basically abuse women and things like that. But that film stuck out, and whenever you said French, you know, creation or French animation, and the way this show goes, LASTMAN, doesn't have anything to do with that, but you kind of understand, like, oh, okay, well, yeah, it's French, and my correlation was, it's gonna be violent. It's going to be adult. It's going to be aggressive. There's going to be some comedy, because they do flirt with that. You know, there's a lot of comedy and violence going to play hand in hand.
I like how the anime influence just sticks to the style. It still sticks to the style. And you can see that they had a budget, because this cartoon, this animation, was kickstarted.
Oh, I didn't know.
Fans funded this animation. That's why it was only 15 minutes long. So they had to, and so you know how, and that's one of the things that animation is praised upon, because they had a budget, but with that budget, they knew how to make a full show. So yeah, you'll see that the animation sometimes a little bit choppy back in old anime. Now they progress into new techniques. You see that in this show. So you see, when they do a freeze frame, but they're using that perfectly where it should be. You don't see the choppiness, because it's like a lack of budget. If you see it, pretty much everything to me seems is they knew what they were doing, and it was on purpose. So that's, again, like, as we touched upon before, they take their series with all the topics that they touch upon. They take their audience seriously. They don't dumb down things for us, and they know that we can understand difficult subjects.
They didn't cut corners. What they did was they were craftsmen with what they were able to do.
Yes.
You know, with what the tools they had. So I can appreciate that. Like, what is it? that phrase we always hear? Need is the mother of all creation. Something like that. Like.
What was it? No, was it? Yes. But you're right. Necessity.
Yeah.
It's the mother of inventions of creation.
Something like that. But you know what? I've had 2 beers in me right now, and an hour and a half of talking, so I'm not going to be in the best person to tell you right now what that is. But point is that I can recognize where, if I didn't know it was Kickstarted, that's dope, because that means, I think, that we can kickstart our My Primo's cartoon series, which you need to animate, but you're being lazy about it. And you need to do something about this.
Like, to touch upon my episode, Memoirs of a Eden. Like I mentioned, it's like I'm very insecure about my stuff.
Oh man, you just gotta do it.
But what I was gonna say, if I were to do something, it would be something about El Salvador, the Civil War. I feel like animation where I don't know. I feel like that's one thing that I like.
I
about
think we
animation.
should make a cartoon about you basically being a fish out of water in El Salvador and make it a comedy series about an Americanized boy going to El Salvador, being dropped in that scenario and all the things you have to deal with, or the other way around. A Salvador kid dropped in America at a certain point in time and adapting. There's something there, man. There's something there.
I
But
would,
we'll
I
work
would
that
definitely go with the former, what you just said, because we've always seen, and not only Salvador, but like in Mexico, about Mexicans, like the kid who crossed the border and all that stuff, right?
But what
So
if they cross the other way, right?
Yeah, so like you said before, like me going over there and our experience, right? Because then we could do something about how, because when I went there, it was at the end of the Civil War. So imagine an animation of that. That would be pretty
Rebuilding
interesting.
and all that.
Yeah, the rebuild. We could see the rebuilding, the
kind
aftermath of the war.
Yeah,
right?
Things still kind of carrying over. Some old guard are still like, fuck
and
you guys.
It would be because I'm seeing it through the lens of an American, right? Because at the time, because when I went over there, even though I was given food, Salvadorian food, all that stuff, but I didn't know what was it. Even in Salvador, I thought it was Mexican. So there you go. But again, to go back to The Last Man, awesome cartoon. I love it. Again, like I mentioned in my episode, it re-sparked my interest in animation because I was getting, as much as I love anime, I was getting tired of the fan service.
There's
just
more out
fighting.
there, everybody. There's more out there.
So,
but open yourself up, and maybe we'll be the next frontier. Latinx anime, Mex anime, Hispanime, Latinime. I don't know. There's something there, but we'll figure it out, everybody. But I want to thank you guys for listening. I think we reached the end of our show. A little longer than I expected, I think, to be honest with you.
Yes.
But you're in Hawaii. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, just before you close out, one more thing about animation. So there was, and I think Walter mentioned it a couple of episodes ago. I like when they take the audience seriously, and because here's an example where they just give you what they think that the audience wants. There was one like cartoon called Seis Manos, and it was like Mexican martial arts, pretty much. And I thought, they have a great chance. When I saw it, to be honest, I didn't like it because it feels martial arts, gore, and everything. And I was Zombies. Like, I don't know. I didn't feel it because it's like, they're just giving us what they think we want, which is blood, gore, and I don't know if there was sex. Because I was watching it. You know what? Not for me. Just going for, again, giving me low hanging fruit. So, then that's why, like, if we could do animation that like with the one we just mentioned, that idea there, that would be great, man. If anybody out there who's into storyboarding, a writer like Stanley, meet us at the Discord. We can start.
Hey man, let's go back to the Discord. Thank you for those that have joined the Discord and been joining the conversations. I really appreciate it. It's fun. The fact that we can go there, have conversations about anything. Feel free to hit our link tree, which is on our social media at My Primos Podcast. Hit that link tree, join the Discord. There's conversations about everything from recommendations, news, comic books, anime, just conversations in general. So definitely hit us up in the Discord. We never know what we can spring from there. We can collaborate, help each other out, grow.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna put, like I said, I'm gonna link a trailer for Last Man and a playlist to La Liga del Dragón and see if you guys like it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you, dude. I know you're in Hawaii, like I said. I appreciate you making the time, dude. And if we ever can ever wrangle Walter back from his vision quest, okay, one or the other. But we definitely appreciate you coming on, man. Thanks for do all the work you do on the show. I appreciate it, and of course the fans do as well. But feel free to reach out to us, guys, at My Primos Podcast on all social media. Edwin, take us out, man. Give us some words of wisdom, something to close out the episode.
Earlier today we went to this place called well, it wasn't Diamond Hand. It was Popo or Pupu something. Actually, so sorry, but that was the name
Popo
of the.
Popo something. All right, I'm there.
Yeah, I forgot. So sorry for all if we don't have any Hawaiian listeners. But it was in
Hold on, before you end it, can I just say that I love that you were like all over the fucking map. You're like 1 minute you're in San Francisco at an orgy, next you're in Hawaii at another orgy. I'm just digging this orgy tour you're on. But anyways, keep going.
But I don't know. You know me, orgy.
You're an orgy man.
This trip, I know that where I'm at in Hawaii, it's catered to the tourists, and a lot of people are being trampled upon. But one thing that I like about this, seems like it's really appreciative here, is the nature of the beauty of nature, and it makes me think about that stuff. Like, hey guys, let's just be nice to our Mother Earth. I like the chill vibes over here, so maybe we can channel that to the rest of the world. And just again going back to the I said before, live and let live.
Yeah, and don't get tinted windows because it makes you an asshole.
Oh yeah, man, fuck you. If you're
tinted windows, you're an asshole. I'm sorry. Make a change. Make it better. I love you guys. Adios.
Yeah.